Hello everyone, and welcome to the 63rd episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me as always is my friend, co-host, and still not in the same room as me and using his phone to record his audio buddy, Frederick.
And still the most professional podcaster in the world.
So,
God.
I think we should just...
Made some false promises last time, eh?
I think we really have to stop making promises because we will never, ever follow through on them.
See each other again.
So, Freddie and I are not able to record together once again, even though he is in the country for various personal reasons that we can't really get into. I find Freddie disgusting, that being the main one.
It's not personal at all. It's very professional. He's professionally just horrendous to look at.
So, hopefully next week, maybe. But, I'm not even going to say it will be.
No, I will make a promise to the listeners.
That it won't happen.
that it will never happen. No, that next week, at least on my part, it'll happen. I can't promise anything, BHL. He's such a loose cannon.
You're the only one who's... Oh, you absolute bastard. You've thrown me to the wolves here. Yeah, so apologies for the audio. It's because we're trying to record on, this kind of a bit of a... I mean, everyone knows the world is all messed up right now, so it's led to some impromptu travel plans that we couldn't really have planned for. So the audio is going to be a little bit meh from Freddie, but to be honest, editing the last pod, especially when you settle into it, it's not that bad. Like, it's
not terrible.
It's not. It's not acceptable, but
it's certainly not good. But
it could be worse. So I think I'm sorry, guys, but I hope if it's still enjoyable for these couple of episodes where we just have to do it like this, guerrilla style.
Yeah.
Here you go.
George style.
Style, all up in here. So
I'm sure it will be fine if this just leads to a few Casino Royale-esque view numbers.
Yeah, well, the last one did really well, actually. No, yeah, it did.
Actually, we flunked it hard.
Actually, that was a big stinker, not gonna lie.
It's a big giver moment just then.
Also, we're recording via, the internet, so if there's some, pauses between something...
We are recording via this cool thing called the internet.
If there's some weird pauses or something that seems a bit weird, I'll try to edit them out, but it's going to happen eventually, so that's why. So, without further ado, there are time codes in the description. Should we just get into the mini reviews for this week?
Oh my goodness. I think so. So
these are the things we've watched in the past week. To be completely transparent, we are recording this on Monday, so there hasn't really been much time for us to watch more stuff, but I do have a couple of things. So first of all,
go on.
I watched Fargo, the movie, and the pilot of the Fargo TV show.
There's a Fargo TV show. Is Fargo the one with
Buscemi?
Who's it with? Oh, never mind. I was way off then. I was like, geez, that's disappointing. I thought it was the Pharaoh.
Don't coach me like that. It's
sorry.
I mean, Buscemi's not the main star. It stars William H. Macy.
Buscemi's never the main star.
And what's her name? Oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting this right now. She's amazing. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. What's her? Oh God. No.
Oh yes, your icon. You mean? Yeah. You talk about her constantly.
No, I'm not. I've literally talked about her 20 minutes ago at dinner. I
still didn't remember her name.
Oh my God, no, this is not happening. Frances McDormand. Thank you to myself. Also,
you looked it up, didn't you?
I did. Can I just say, and I think this goes for you as well, but I've done, I believe the technical term is a ton of stuff today, so I'm extremely exhausted right now, and my brain is kind of on autopilot. So.
Don't speak for me, sir. I've done
we'll try to pull it together.
I've done a decent amount of work, I guess.
But yeah, so the movie, I quite enjoyed the movie. It wasn't as good as I was, I've heard about it for a long time as one of the best movies ever. I don't think it's as good. It's still really great. It's have you ever heard of it or seen it? It's
I've heard of it. Have not seen it.
It's like a comedy slash...
Because of the Buscemi.
He's really good in it. It's like a comedy thriller, I don't know, it's a very...
Drama, rom-com, documentary kind of thing. It's got everything.
It's really good, though. I just think I was a little underwhelmed. I think maybe because I had too high expectations going in, and it wasn't quite what I was like. I wasn't blown away by it, but it was still very good and suitably funny and thrillery and documentary and rom-com.
It suitably made me raffle.
And then to contrast that, the Fargo TV show, the pilot of it, I watched actually before the movie. That's what inspired me to watch the movie, because I was like, I should probably see the movie before I watch the show. And I genuinely, and I can't speak for the rest of the show because I have yet to watch it, but genuinely, absolutely incredible. I think I picked the right one, because I was I was doing that thing where you're on HBO as you do, and you're kind of like, you can't really decide what to watch, and it's just like the first thing I see I'm going to click on. And then I saw Fargo, and I was like, you know what? I've heard it's good. Let's check it out. So good. Freeman Martin, that is.
Freeman the Martin.
Billy Bob Thornton, Bad Santa, as you probably know him.
Yeah. That is who I know him by.
It's so good. It's funny. It's dark. It has a lot of twisted moments, and that's just the first episode. So very excited to keep watching that. So yeah, highly recommend at least the first episode.
Not bad.
So what about you? Is it more Haikyu this time?
Oh, I have to say I did watch an episode of Haikyu, and my God, was it amazing! I shan't go into it because I already went into it last pod, and you grilled me for it. I say
the roast of the
they come out each week.
Man.
The roast of the Sidemen.
I was gonna say the roast of the FDK, but I was like, nah, that'd be lame.
There's way too much to roast. It'd just be stating obvious facts. Anyways, so Haikyu obviously great, but I don't remember. I don't think I said this last pod, but I watched Whiplash.
Oh, for the first time.
Not quite my tempo.
He's doing a Simmons impression, which was just him clapping at the camera.
You couldn't tell, dear listener. I'm seeing Simmons before my eyes.
I do believe J.K. has entered the building.
For the first time, and my God, it's so good.
It is, isn't
I was blown away by it. It's really, really good. So intense. I was sitting there with my dad, and he was like, no, with my mom. Sorry, I get those mixed up.
Very easy to confuse.
Very interchangeable. And she was also just, wow, what the hell is this? But it's so tense.
The finale is so good. It's like
it's so good.
So intense. Dude, I'm so happy you watched it. It's one of it's a classic.
It is so good. One of the faves now. Not quite at the Treasure Planet level, but still up there.
You got to work for that level. You don't get that so easy.
Yeah,
would you say
that's years of dedication?
You liked this one or La La Land more because they were from the same director?
Ooh.
They're very different kinds of films.
I don't know. They're very. I was gonna say very different movies.
Kind of a dumb question, BHL, but.
Oh, that's BHL. You should quit podcasting forever.
You're clearly not cut out for this business.
This business is tough on fools like you. That's a tough and stupid question. I don't know.
Keeps you up for nights.
I mean, I've seen. Oh. I've already seen La La Land like 4 times.
I do believe.
I guess if I was like,
you shed a tear when we saw La La Land because we were in a big group and I was sitting next to you.
I don't think you know that I screamed and cried whilst I watched this one. So.
Oh my God.
So what you say is moot, as they say.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that question unanswered.
Fair enough.
Because I'm kind of mysterious like that, and I
kind
don't
of a
really
boss
know how
move.
to answer it. Yeah, just like a boss. What can I say?
My only other thing is it's not really a movie or show. Really, it's not at all. But did you see the both the Jake Paul fight and the Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah, so I didn't stay up to see it live at like 4 a.m.
No, me either.
Unlike you, probably.
I did not.
Oh, okay. I have my assumptions about you.
I did do that for the KSI fight, which is I know I woke up really early for that. Anyway, we don't have to. I'm not making it better for myself, am I?
But yes, I did. Honestly, when I saw the what's it called? The stare down, the face off, the underwear stuff.
Show.
The underwear show with them. I thought the Robinson looked bigger and badder and meaner, but
you got
the younger Paul's brother ruthless aggression shown through.
we should be True Jordy 2.0.
No, I thought it was well deserved victory. And I honestly think that if he were to fight KSI, it'd be much harder for him than when he fought Logan.
Yeah, I'd be a bit. I don't know. I think personally, I really find. I mean, I'm not very alone in this, but I find Jake Paul extremely unlikable. So at least like his personality that he puts on the internet.
Unpopular opinion.
But I kind of, because and again, not helping myself look any cooler, but I do follow this stuff, this like YouTube boxing stuff, and I kind of thought it would go that way because you can't really, like the guy Nate Robinson, you
can't tame a lion.
The guy Nate Robinson, he'd only boxed for like 3 months or something, and I did think it was gonna end early. I did not think it would be that like brutal, because that was like,
that was a proper
even
knockout.
if that's
actually
like
seen one of those in like in the YouTube boxing
no,
stuff.
yeah,
you haven't actually seen like a proper knockout.
That wouldn't look out of, like, that highlight wouldn't look out of place in like an actual boxing thing. Yeah. I mean, the rest of the fight was a bit, because Nate Robinson didn't know how to, he was kind of out of his depth.
He's terrible.
He's no boxer for beginners over here. But yeah.
Yeah, you against Jake Paul, that's a fight.
But yeah, KSI versus Jake Paul. Excited for that, and yeah, it would be a worry. Although I think I would still back KSI to win. Obviously, I want KSI to win, but it would be a very... I
want KSI to win, but I genuinely think that Jake might pull a fat W.
Also, we don't want to see Olajide Olatunji just like flat on the canvas. Like, we can't have that image. Have you seen the memes of Nate Robinson? It's so brutal, but also kind of funny. But I feel really bad for him.
And it would destroy Mr. Olatunji if that happened.
Yeah, you mean Deji?
Like his yes. Deji would cry for his brother.
So hey, KSI, pull out the dub, please, as they say. Anyway. And
Tyson pulled out a draw.
Yeah. He won. Like, everyone knows he won, but it was actually pretty good. Honestly, I wasn't really like super excited for like the content of the. Like, I didn't think it would be like a spectacular. I was more curious to see like what it would look like. And it was a good fight. It was a good. It's a good scrap.
What these two old men would do, going. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it was a
good scrap, old dog.
It was a good fight, and and I think they should probably leave it at that.
And Tyson was uncharacteristically humble at the end. He was just kind of like, "Yeah, I'm happy with a throw."
Yeah,
that's my Tyson.
It's good, Tyson. It's more like your Samuel Jackson in Kingsman, but I'll give it to you. Anyway, moving on, because most people aren't here for the boxing talk. Although I know at least 8% are.
At least 26 are. I've got another mini review.
Oh.
Which in light of Haikyu will make me look really, or like when I've already talked about Haikyu, will make me look even better.
Oh god.
I watched an anime called Rent a Girlfriend.
Now, are you sure this was an anime and not some ad that you clicked on in a very depraved hour of the day?
I didn't realize it sounds truly sad.
Oh man.
And yes, it's because of my real life issue. But
does your real life girlfriend know about this?
It's not like an ecchi or anything.
I don't know what that means.
Which is like a perverted anime.
Of which you watch many, I assume.
Of which I would not reveal in the pod just how many I've watched.
Jesus.
But it's genuinely, so it's basically a guy, he breaks up with his girlfriend, or no, his girlfriend dumps him, and then he's like, as you do.
It's the immediate reaction.
And then he sees this app that's like Rent a Girlfriend, and he then does, and he's like, this is so fake and stuff, and he like flips out on her, but then he finds out that they go to school together and live right across like the hall, or like next building from each other, and then loads of crazy adventures ensue. You can imagine. It's
I can't even imagine how crazy those adventures get.
Never heard PHL more silent during a mini review.
Normally, I love the sound of my own voice, but suddenly I'm left speechless.
Thinking that there's a brilliant business idea.
Wait a minute.
But Jay, very, very good. So
fair enough. Well, I have.
Fair enough. So
it's kind of sad. I have. I want to bring up later on. Actually, we'll do it in the announcements and such. But someone asked a question about anime. Anyway, we'll get to it. Do you have any more mini reviews, or should we just dive right into the news head first?
I could go for a 30-minute in-depth analysis of the latest 20-minute Haikyu episode, but but I'll save that for another pod. I
Okay,
guess.
the Haikyu episode coming in the future. Actually, let's not do that because we did that with Couples Retreat, and then we actually ended up doing a Ben and Fred watch for it. So if I say Haikyu episode coming sometime, we'll have to do it.
We should definitely do a Haikyu episode.
God, now that would do.
I bet you would love it. You would. Oh God. Yeah.
Well, I'll try not to be.
Not the actual show, just the episode.
All right, news time. It's time for the news. Are you ready, Freddie? I don't think you are. It's my new news intro.
You sound amazing.
First of all, Alfred Molina may be in Spider-Man 3. Now,
who is this man?
Who's this Molina you speak of? He played Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2 with Sam
isn't he really old now?
Tobey Maguire. Is he old? I mean
he's dead.
I mean, I don't want to insult.
I'm calling 63.
67. Okay, so he's getting up there, but
not far off.
He's still
basically walking pile of bones. Anyways,
why are we so mean to old? You'll be old walking pile of bones someday, and I'll laugh at you.
I'm dying at 30. You fool. In a pod-related accident.
You don't even have to specify because there could be infinite, so I'll just allow the listeners to imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's just your dad runs in and realizes you've been doing a podcast for so many years, and then he tackles you out the window.
Himself and me.
Anyway, so Spider-Man 3, it's gonna be like people are thinking it's gonna be a Spider-Verse kind of thing because Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro, and
wasn't that like a terrible performance?
It was, but so that's from the Andrew Garfield films. And then if Alfred Molina comes back as Dr. Octopus, that's from the Tobey Maguire films. So it could be a big old Spider-Verse.
There's a whole Into the Spider-Verse kind of thing.
Could be, which to be honest sounds very, very. I don't know. It could be like I feel like you could mess it up because it's so many like elements to it. But I also am very curious and if they did it right, it could be absolutely incredible. So. Are you excited to see this character who you just learned existed like 3 seconds ago come back to fight the old Timmy Holland?
Literally shaking with anticipation.
Brilliant. It was one of those pieces of news where I just included it because I like the headline. Top Gun 2 star.
I don't give a damn about it.
Top Gun 2 star Miles Teller says playing Goose's son was very emotional. So it's your boy drum man.
Very emotional.
Not just a little bit. Exceedingly. So yeah, he's playing. So Miles Teller, who you just saw in Whiplash, is going to play Goose's child.
God, that guy can do anything. What else is he in?
He's in War Dogs with Jonah Hill, where he's like, "Look at me, I'm
a war dog. Look at me, I'm next to Jonah Hill."
He just looks sadly at the camera. Look at me, I did it, Mom. I'm a war dog. It's a decent movie, that one.
Hey, I'm next to Hill. That was the first Woody that never was.
We should do the Lost Woodies collection of films we haven't seen. I almost saw it Woodies. That'd be Logan Lucky. Be Kong Skull Island.
Logan Lucky.
Oh man.
War Dogs.
What else? It takes me back to a sad time when we didn't get to see War Dogs.
What else? What did we watch instead?
Probably like Sausage Party or something like that. It was around that time. We still have a picture of us next to the War Dogs poster looking really sad. So that's something.
Yeah.
So are you excited for Top Gun Maverick with Goose the Second?
I don't know. Goose the Second.
It's Miles Teller's middle name, Miles Goose the Second Teller. It's just a coincidence he's gotten this perfect role for him.
Goose the Second Teller. It sounds like some weird magic show.
He just gives you incorrect predictions about your future, just to f with you. Oh my god.
The complete opposite happens.
It's actually quite impressive. Well, I'm excited for Top Gun Maverick. I think it looks pretty good. I should probably rewatch the original because I don't remember a ton of what happens. I remember Goose dies though.
It's pretty good. So, lol.
What a movie review! This is my review of Top Gun. I remember Goose dies. So, lol. I think that was sad, but I can't remember really how I felt about. I also
It was really sad. It was really sad.
another headline one that I just enjoyed. Hugh Grant's kids hated Paddington 2, and then the thumbnail.
You were gonna say hated him.
The thumbnail is just Grant's face looking really sad, and it just, I don't know, it cracked me up. Not that I enjoy seeing Grant in sadness, but Grant.
Come on, you do.
But Fletchamundo.
Buenos tardes, bitch.
And then some actual like good news or interesting news. But Channing Tatum is teaming up with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the directors of the Jump Street movies, for a Universal monster movie. So it hasn't been confirmed who he's playing, but so this would be like a Dracula or a Wolfman or
this is not
Mummy.
in the Dark Universe, right?
What was that?
This is not like in the Dark Universe, right? That was cancelled.
Yeah. Although they could always, I mean, if one of these really like I don't know, if they wanted to, I'm sure they could tie. What was the last one? The Invisible Man? I'm sure they could tie that into Cruise's Sandstorm Adventures. Remember when he turns into a big sandstorm at the end, doesn't he? No, he turns into the Mummy. But then he's like, Jesus, what the fuck was that movie?
I'm watching an internal struggle happen as we record, guys.
What does he do at the end?
He turns into a sand boy, but no, it's a mummy.
He's with Chili from Tag at the end. He's like, you know what? I'm feeling
Nick from New Girl, please. God, that guy just is known for his roles. He's known as
not as his own man.
He's known as Nick from New Girl.
Who do you think would Tatum should play in this? Like what monster do you see? He could be. I see Frankenstein. If I'm honest, no offense, Tatum, but like you see, don't tell me you do not see that.
I won't lie to you. I see a huge pile of shit.
I see like a brain dead moron of a character. No, but don't you like Tatum's very funny and sharp and charming or whatever, but don't you see Frankenstein? Like if he was going to a Halloween party and had to be a monster. Come on.
No, I see it.
It's obvious. Or
the Invisible Man, because he just wasn't invited to the party.
And final piece of news. It's not really news, but just something I noticed. On Twitter, which I open very occasionally, I saw hashtag #SaveDaredevil was trending. Which just seemed very random. Like I
can get behind this trend.
Well, yeah, nothing really happened to spark it, I don't think. But yeah, it was people tweeting to bring back the old Cox and Nelson show, and
God, how do you make it sound like a German porno? The old Cox and Nelson show.
I was gonna say a traveling circus, but I feel like you took it a more extreme direction. But
no, I took it in a very realistic direction.
So yeah, Daredevil. They're saying like bring it back to Disney Plus. Just bring back. I think we've talked about it before, but I would love to see Daredevil and the whole Netflix universe, but especially Daredevil brought back in some capacity. Maybe a supporting role in the films. He could be Spider-Man's lawyer. People are saying maybe, and by people I mean me.
I can see that.
It's my idea.
That's my take. Marvel hire me. Nelson would be great.
Yeah. I mean, and I also want to see what happened at the end of Luke Cage, because that kind of ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. So. Yeah, man. Hashtag #SaveDaredevil. So we can see what happened to Luke Cage. Well, finally here, we've arrived at the topic. Just enough time, I believe, to talk about... this is... I don't... It's not going to make for a great title and thumbnail, but it has to happen.
I still don't know the topic.
So yeah, this is not...
We're 27 minutes in, and I don't know the topic of the podcast.
It's not going to make for a great title and thumbnail, but we are going to review the new film, Freaky.
Just the title, Freaky Review, gets millions of views.
So...
Oh my god.
Hey, look.
How very fitting.
Nothing can... Look, I think we've reached a point where views don't really... Like, the pod is just for a good time, it's not for getting clicks and stuff, so...
Speak for yourself, I live for the views.
We were able to see Freaky, the new Vince Vaughn horror comedy, which...
Documentary?
Live action short film, which...
Theatrical production?
So, yeah, there's basically only one movie playing in the cinemas right now, at least in Denmark.
And sadly, it is freaky.
And so we were able to see it, and I mean, for both Corona reasons, but also for people being spared Vince Vaughn, we were the only people in the cinema, which I think is a great thing.
Literally the only people in the cinema, yeah.
So, Freaky. Genuinely, I think a perfect Woody film. Like, doesn't get much better.
I would say so. It was so good.
As a Woody film, though, we should clear up. As a film...
As a film, it's terrible.
Well, you know what? I looked it up. It actually has really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. It has like an 82%
Really?
or something, which really surprised me.
What?
That being said...
Given that I vomited throughout the entire movie.
That being said, I think I sometimes confuse... Like, this is not a dig at you. It's a huge insult. I do think sometimes it's a bit hard to judge Woody movies because especially a Woody movie we see alone in the cinema where we were just yelling stuff at the screen the whole time because there was no one else there, so we could do that.
Yeah, we literally screamed many times in the cinema because there's no one else there.
So whenever there was like a jump scare coming up, I think I would just say like Vaughn and just to kind of alleviate the tension, but it weirdly created more.
But I weirdly scared myself.
But yeah, so it's sometimes hard for me to tell like if it's good or if it's like just good because like I had a really fun time watching it, or if it's like really terrible and I'm just we were just having so much fun. Like it's kind of tough, but I don't think it's a good movie, but it did have.
I think it's an easy to watch kind of thing where you don't really.
Yeah. It's
a movie you watch and you don't really sit there for like critical.
No.
Like you don't sit there and critique it. You're just sitting there. Vaughn being Vaughn, you know?
It's kind of like you've seen Happy Death Day. I haven't, but I feel like it's the same sort of vibe where it's like
it does have a Happy Death Day kind of vibe.
Yeah, you're not.
I'd say Happy Death Day is probably a lot better.
But like for what it is, which is like a kind of a dumb horror comedy that's meant to kind of like entertain you for a bit. Like yeah, it does have a decent look. I think the best part of it, like unironically and un-Vaughn-esque, which we'll get to, is the whole like twist of the film, which is. It's a body swap horror movie, which I don't think has been done before, although I could be wrong, but that's a genuinely fun premise that like the girl, like it takes this super cliche horror film, like serial killer coming out of a bunch of teens, and then you put the teen in the serial killer's body and vice versa. I think that does lead to some quite fun moments.
Vaughn totally flipped the genre on its head.
Other than that, I don't think, like that being said, I don't think it does a ton with that premise. Like I think there's a lot of potential in that premise, especially like, comedically, and I think it does sort of the predictable stuff that you would expect it to do, and there's a little bit of like creative stuff there, but generally I don't think it did a crazy amount with the premise. Like
no.
It was sort of like it was all the jokes you were expecting it would make, basically.
Except all the Vaughn jokes you've come to expect.
Except for Vaughn slapping his manhood around. I was not expecting that. By the way, spoilers for Freaky, I guess, if you care.
Because I know everyone was...
That's the biggest plot twist. Vaughn swings his manhood around.
Vaughn has a penis.
I mean, Vaughn's performance is very Jack Black-esque.
Very good.
Oh, well, same thing, basically.
Very Oscar worthy. Yep.
In Jumanji, he's like doing the teenage girl thing, and genuinely, I think he's quite like he's good. Like it's a fun performance, and like there are a few moments where he's like #Bay, #selfie, and it's like all right, like no self-respecting teen girl, Vaughn, come on.
No self-respecting Vaughn would do that.
There is also, I think. One of the most horrendous scenes.
We have to address the elephant in the room, don't we?
The elephant in the car. Vaughn does have a makeout scene with a
young boy. Okay, that sounded weird.
Okay, not like
the man is 18, I think.
Well, he's a high school kid in the film, so I'm assuming he's like. I think in the movies universe he's 18. I think in real life he's probably 22.
No, he's older in real life.
We were sitting there because it's kind of like, again, with like the jokes kind of being obvious that it's building up to. There's this character who has a crush on, or like is a bit romantically involved with the main girl who's now in Vaughn's body. And we were kind of saying like, I swear to God, like it's going to be a Vaughn makeout scene here. And it happened. And it was just, it was wildly uncomfortable. I can't explain it. It was Vince Vaughn being 54 and like a serial killer in the movies world. I have to say, as that teenage boy, even if you love this girl with all your heart and you're gonna marry her, do you kiss Vinny V? for that. Like,
No, I don't think so. Well, the thing is,
that's a very unsure. I mean,
this could all just be a Vinny V performance, and he is actually just an old man.
Well, yeah,
you know,
like the way they convince this kid that Vinny V and the girl have swapped bodies is Vinny V reads him a poem that the girl left for him. Vinny V is this creepy serial killer stalker who could easily have like researched this stuff, and also the poem was anonymous, so Vinny V could have put the poem in the guy's locker. Like I was almost expecting like a triple twist where it turns out it actually was Vinny V the whole time, serial killer, and he was just pretending to be a teenager. Like that would have been interesting.
Oh, that would have been.
But yeah, and then also the way he convinces
no, never mind.
Quadruple twist. The girl is in Vinny V's body. The way he also convinces his friends is like, or her friends, is like, again, Vinny V could have, as a serial killer stalker, could have kidnapped the girl and just like gotten all this information out of her, and then, like, I don't know. It seems, again, it's a silly comedy, so like they're not gonna spend time making it realistic. But goddamn.
But damn, I missed some realism in this movie.
What else happens in this? There's some okay horror, like in terms of like gore.
There's some pretty brutal stuff.
It's all right, yeah.
Like the very oh, I've seen better. The very opening like bottle.
Yeah, there's a bottle kill at the start. That's pretty brutal. It's a fun,
very Vaughn-esque. Yeah.
You could tell Vaughn thought of that one himself. It's a very fun, like, I think it'd be a good movie to watch in like a group of friends at like a summer house or something, or with your podcast co-host when you have a weird obsession with Vinny V. You know,
in a cinema alone.
Yeah, if that situation happens upon you, which it's quite likely it will in life, then
yeah, honestly, it happens for a lot of people.
Trying to think. There's the whole mom subplot, but that's not really.
We didn't really take a liking to the sister. She was a little bit meh.
Yeah, again, I don't know. It's because sometimes in this very unrealistic movie, characters decide to act realistically, and then because the rest of the film is so out of tune with reality, it's like it seems like it's like out of nowhere, and like kind of comes across like weirdly. Again, but these are
she's just being an asshole. Yeah,
these are like I don't know. I don't really. Again, it's not really a film that I like think we need to critically analyze. Like, it's a fun enough horror.
I beg to differ, but okay.
It is an
you edit this, so
it is an art film by Vaughn, so you know we should give it the who did direct this, because it wasn't. You turned to me at the start.
I've got it here.
You do.
I do. Director Christopher. I thought I was going to say Christopher Nolan. It's Christopher Landon.
This did have very Nolan-esque a style to it, you know. You could see his fingerprints.
All right, it had a budget of $6 million. Let's see what it's made.
Probably won't have made that much, given that it came out during a pandemic. I think it might have made 200 kroner based on the tickets that we bought.
All right, so it cost $6 million to make. Guess how much it made.
At this point, probably 10 million.
It's made 1.2 million.
Well, again, yeah, I guess you can't really blame Vaughn because, you know, it came out during a not great time for movies. But it is, yeah, the Blumhouse.
Oh, this might. In fairness, this might have been opening weekend.
Okay, well, the whole Blumhouse
I'm not sure.
model is that they make these horror films for extremely with extremely small budgets, and then if the film just makes like $20 million, then
some are hit and miss.
Yeah, then it's already like a huge hit.
Is it Blumhouse or is it Blumhouse?
Blumhouse.
Oh, I thought it was Blumhouse.
Oh, I look like an idiot at that dinner party. He's been going around talking about Blumhouse. I spent
20 minutes talking about Blumhouse. I'm gonna stick to calling it Blumhouse because that just sounds so much better.
That's fair enough. Yeah, you should.
Blumhouse.
You should. Well, it's run by a guy called Jason Blum, so he would probably object to you calling it Blumhouse.
Jason Blum.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, I've been saying wrong the whole time.
What are you, a podcaster?
I remember also at the start of the film, you turned to me and you're like, "Did Vinny V write this?" And I was like, "No." I don't remember what prompted that, but it was probably some horrendous murder scene with Vinny V. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else to say about Freaky?
It's great. Fun for kids. What's it? Is it rated R or is it like PG-13?
It might be rated R. You know, yeah. There's some pretty brutal. The bottle thing, you can't get away with that. And they also say the F word a lot. Yeah, no, it's definitely rated. It's rated R, but it's not that. Again, it's definitely a movie you can see with your friends if you're, I don't know, 14 and like into horror movies, whatever. It's not that bad.
Or with your kid who's 8.
Probably don't do that.
Who loves Vince Vaughn movies.
Let's see. Oh, the film takes place on Friday the 13th. The film was released Friday the 13th. There's a big trivia fact.
Oh, nice. Wait, can I just say that I think in French this movie is way more the name is way more fitting. It's just called Bizarre.
That is how I felt walking out of this, to be fair. Also,
very strange.
I like this piece of trivia. The first title was Killer Body. That's definitely something Vaughn came up with. Then it was changed to Freaky Friday the 13th, and then to Freaky. I did notice it probably wasn't a coincidence that it's set on a Friday. It's called Freaky and Body Swap Freaky Friday. Also, this is not the first time Vinny V has played a serial killer. He was also Norman Bates in the remake of Psycho. That's a little trivia for you. So that's why he was so good at it.
Oh, God, the poster, he looks so lost. It's amazing.
Which poster are we talking about?
His face in the the face in the knife blade of Freaky. He looks like he's trapped in another dimension.
Where he isn't famous comedian Vinny V. Also, the main girl was really good. What's her name? Catherine Newton. I've never seen her in anything else before, but she was really good.
I swear I've seen her before.
She did look very familiar, didn't she? We were saying that.
In fact, she looks a bit like the girl in Happy Death Day, but...
We were also saying she looks like someone we know, and we never came to the conclusion who that was. She's in... she's in Little Women.
Oh,
Who is she in that?
She's in Pikachu.
She's in 3 Billboards. She's in Lady... Okay, she's in a bunch of stuff that I've seen, so that's probably why she looked familiar. Well, let's just go through Catherine Newton films for the rest of the pod. Well... I guess that's our very...
Which is done.
Because that's our review of Freaky. Yay or nay on Freaky? What are you saying?
Oh, I'll give it a big yay.
It was fun. We had a fun time with it. I think, not really a movie to... Or, I mean, you can watch it on your own, but I think it's better experience with friends. Again...
But you will be labeled a loser if you do so.
Again, if restrictions allow it and you've all been tested or wear masks or, all that stuff. So...
We stopped this pod for a little health service reminder.
The NHS did recruit me for some reason in Denmark.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the announcements and such. Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
It's time for a very important segment.
Yeah, please. I genuinely, I don't think I've ever seen your eyes widen that much in fear. Oh.
I almost
I've messed this up terribly.
Disgraced the pod.
Oh.
All right. Well, do you want
to say it?
Fucking say it, Freddie. Now that I've given you this epic setup.
No, you say it's time for, and then I say, God, it's like you don't even know us.
It's time for
the Tom Cnews.
Yes.
God.
Cool.
It's the one thing I add to this pod.
Well, top story for today: Tom Cruise roams Piazza Venezia, bet I pronounced that correctly, closed for Mission Impossible.
So is he in Venice then?
Yeah, they're in Italy. No, he's in... I literally just said Rome. You actual Muppet. Not metaphorically. You literal actual Muppet. Look at you. You disgust me.
You spoon.
That's a pretty good insult. I'm going to use that from now on. That's pretty effective.
Yeah, it's good.
They closed down part of Rome, which they probably didn't even need to do because isn't Rome pretty closed down anyway these days? Anyway,
I'm not sure.
Cruise,
but whenever Cruise comes to town, you need to shut it
down. Cruise enters the airport, they shut the entire country down. They just get the highest security level ready because they have no idea what the f*** this guy's gonna pull.
Threat level dragon.
Oh my god. Also, I believe he's in the car with Haley Atwell here, and he's wearing a very dapper suit. Good on you, Cruise.
Ooh,
looking very ready for not a ball,
whatever he's ready for.
He's got a vest there. Damn, Cruise.
Bit of a middle school disco look.
It honestly could be. Anyway, that's the Tom Cnews for this week, I guess. God, we haven't had some like good Tom Cnews in forever. What did we used to do for the Tom Cnews? Because these days I just look up Tom Cruise and then click news and then see what the latest thing is. God, I'm pathetic.
I don't know. I've never been in charge. I'm just the guy who says it.
All right, announcements and such. Pretty simple this week because we're recording on Monday. I don't think anything has been posted by Cian on the fan page, but let me check real quick. Which, to be fair, would just make this easier to edit.
Good on you, Cian.
I mean, not that it's ever a burden, Cian. Thank you for all the posts. I wanted to quickly look at some comments from Pod 62. Obviously, there's some very nice comments as usual. Everyone being very supportive. 2 comments I just wanted to address. Joshua Campbell says, "Hey, I don't know if you'll see this, but do you guys have any thoughts on the recent Harley Quinn cartoon? If not, would you be interested in giving it a shot? I think it's fantastic. Have you heard of the Harley Quinn cartoon?"
No, I don't think so.
It's like a very self-aware, Deadpool-ish kind of thing from what I've seen, but apparently also much more beyond that. It's like a very good thing. So I haven't seen it either, but I actually am very interested in it. It looks really, really good. And then more in your wheelhouse, Chisaki asks, "You guys into anime?" Which I believe we have a
Chisaki, please.
resident expert in the subject here.
you best believe we're both into anime.
Not.
God,
I'm more of a Justice League cartoon man myself.
I've been trying to get you to watch Death Note.
I've watched 4 episodes of Death Note.
You've watched like 4 episodes out of 36.
Whatever. I get the gist of it.
It's so good. No, you don't, because after episode 4 or 5 is where it gets insanely good.
Okay, what's better, Death Note or Naruto?
Okay. See, again, very different, because there's 720 episodes of Naruto.
And you've seen all of them, I'm assuming.
And it's more, yes. It's more of a universe that, from like a critical standpoint, definitely Death Note, like by a mile.
But from a personal,
I don't know. Naruto was the first one I ever watched. So they're both great, but I don't think Naruto should be your go-to to get into anime. Death Note, Haikyu, or Rent a Girlfriend. Take your pick.
Jesus. What a little challenge for you. What's your least favorite anime? How about that you've seen?
Oh, that I've watched. Probably
Naruto.
Hellsing Ultimate.
Hellsing Ultimate.
Which looked very, very cool, but it was just kind of meh.
Fair enough.
And this is that I've watched fully, because I've watched a few and I've just fallen off, so I won't count those.
Fair. Well, I believe that's been the pod this week. A bit of a shorter episode, and also a bit of an audio weird, and also a bit of a tired, and also a bit of a weird because we're talking about Freaky. But hey, still an episode.
It was kind of bizarre. Just my French coming in for Vaughn.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully we'll be back together next week. Not back recording together. Hopefully the breakup will not have lasted till next week. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Twitter at FTK_AdultSniper. You can find me on YouTube at FTK_Gaming. And you can find me on Instagram at FDalgard.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time. That's a tribute for Vaughn there, I'm assuming, in that it was freaky.
That it was bizarre.